locally, and I just kicked off the live stream. So,
Oh shit!
Oh shit, we're back.
oh my god, a thing just happened. You know what? No one's gonna come to the stream because it's gonna say like Woody's Gamertag's playing Minecraft because changing the thing doesn't work for like till the next day.
Oh,
Yeah.
We'll get only the Minecraft guys to be listening live.
The word will spread. A thing will happen.
We're gonna be huge in the Minecraft world. Let's just make this the Minecraft podcast. I'm sure that YouTube would love that.
You know, Yogscast does that. Is it Yogscast that does it? They pick some obscure game. Like, you know, the Yogscast playing Super Mario Brothers. That's not really obscure. And then all of a sudden you'll be like, why does this weird game have 30,000 viewers? Well, it's because Yogscast is rocking it.
That's cool.
But, yeah, so it feels weird to be doing a show on a Saturday, doesn't it?
What episode is this, though? I guess we should get
165.
165.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
We've been doing this for a long time, haven't we?
Yeah, man. This has been going a long fucking time.
So technically that'd be 2.5 years. No, wait.
Oh, we're over
It's
3,
been-
dude.
Yeah, over
3
3
years.
It'd be over 3 years, but it's probably like 4 now, right?
Yeah.
No, we're not close to. We're 4 years into it, like time wise.
Yeah. Because we
So-
miss a show here.
We're
and
in the
there.
4th season of this motherfucker. If your season is every week without fail for 3.5 years or something.
For me, the series only got better around the 3rd season, though. It really picked up at the 3rd season.
Did it? Did it?
I won.
Is
We
that when
picked
we
up a
hit
new
our
cast
stride?
member. Yeah, we picked up a new cast member, and things just really took off.
You know what we need to do that that I really admire in a show? We need to kill a cast member. Someone's
Oh.
gonna die,
Kill
right?
off. We killed Wings. We did it.
Because when season after season, you know that the cast members are safe and all the dangerous situations they get into aren't really dangerous because they're a big star. That's bullshit. You gotta kill
Yeah.
someone. So that Wings...
Maybe we could play a game versus each other, and then the loser has to sit out the next week. We'll kill him off the show for an entire episode.
That's actually.
and just fucking replace him with Mercadurka as you do.
You got to do it more than 1 week. Just make him do like 2 or 3 in a row, and the people start to really believe it.
They'll be like, Kyle, who? What? Was he? Oh, does he still do that thing? Been a couple months.
Just
would
an
be pretty
exodus
cool.
at the end of the show. That's it. You're off the show next week, and then it's done. Like it happens. But you see, if there's sponsorship, though, I think the person that loses should still get some of the sponsorship.
Oh, absolutely.
So, but at that point, it's like a paid vacation.
You see Lefty backpedaling because he already puts himself in the loser bracket.
No, not. I would totally vote Woody right off because then it would be absolute anarchy. The show wouldn't be
wouldn't be a show.
recorded. Like we just sit here like with our thumbs up our asses, not knowing where to go to next. Like there'd be long, awkward silences followed by Wings telling us how his rear end is geared in his new truck. Like, and that would be the show.
When you went to Wings' rear end, that could have gone anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Wings will tell you all about the rear end he's sitting on right now.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. So you mentioned sponsors. Do we have a sponsor who's
Just
lucky enough to pick?
WoodyCraft.net, the greatest Minecraft server in the
shit,
multiverse.
They just hit the lotto.
Oh yeah.
It's like the
For
YOLO
just a
point.
mild investment of $10,000 to $15,000, you could have been the main sponsor for today's live show.
That, how much would that be? Like if we do live once in a while, I think being a live advertisement.
We double it,
is
30,000.
probably- Yeah.
30,000.
Kyle is so ingrained with selling, dude. He used all the hot words there without even thinking about it.
Really?
He said a mild investment of only $15,000.
Oh, well, that's just how you talk to make the parts you want important be important, and the shitty parts kind of get swept under the rug.
I always laugh about how people use the word "only" on any price. They'd be like, "Get this new air conditioner, only $1,500."
Well, yeah, when you would present someone with a deal, the spiel was the same. The first lines you would say would be, "You're not going to believe this, sir. I've got a great deal for you." And the great deal is, as inflated as you could possibly make it, because that's the first thing you're going to him with. And you just felt like such a liar saying those words every time.
Oh, did you feel like a liar while you were selling cars?
No,
Oh,
he felt like an
absolutely.
assassin.
Right.
See, I'm gonna get you.
You got the assassin remorse.
Assassin.
I didn't feel sorry for people who, were adults who could make legal decisions for themselves with their own money, who decided to sign on the line that's dotted.
Yeah.
You know what?
But the
So-
window thing, you had to have felt bad about the window, whatever that was, where it's
The
like
price swapping?
I don't. You told us. I remember you saying something about like there were little item. There were like numbers lasered onto the windows.
Oh,
and you
yeah,
put them in
yeah,
some
the
mesh.
laser
But it was
etching.
totally bullshit. It didn't mean anything.
Yeah. So there's two things that went down with the numbers, and these are like on used cars, those big green numbers that'll sometimes be glued to the windshield. The last number in the sequence, it didn't matter if it was 5,991 or 10,991. The fact that there was a 1 on the end of that number sequence meant that we had reduced the price already 3 times, and there wasn't much profit left in there, so we didn't have much wiggle room. If it was as that number went up, there's more and more profit. If it was a 4, there's a lot of profit.
He's talking about the laser etching. Are you? In the window with that chemical
it's even
etching
worse.
thing?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
chemical
you should have
etching was
felt
total-
bad for that. You
I
should have
didn't
felt.
sell that personally. That was finance. I didn't do that much at all. That was that's the stuff that I kind of felt bad about. But that wasn't me. That wasn't me selling that. That was another individual after my line in the
You know what
food
I'm excited about? About a year from now, I'm going to get a new truck. Hope will be of driving age. She'll have the big red out there, and I will get a new truck.
Red Ranger.
What'd you say?
It's the Red Ranger. We already decided.
It's the Jackie had a Jeep. She used to name it Buck, and they called it Buck U. But anyway, I want to, on the show, have Kyle negotiate the price of my next car. I want to call up dealers. I want to do a thing and see what he can work out. And I'll literally buy the truck based on what Kyle gets. That'll
That's really
be cool.
That would be a really cool video too. That could be a really cool video, like a very helpful. Here's how to negotiate for a
car.
Fun.
Real.
This will be fun. We got to do research first.
Oh yeah, we'll come to the show completely prepared. I'll have my freaking debit card ready to go, and I will buy that shit on air if we can negotiate.
You can't buy a truck with a debit card. They have
You
a limit.
can't tell me what I can and can't do.
The bank can though.
We can.
You
they
ain't
can
the boss of me.
So here's the problem. Here's the only problem with this scenario. Oftentimes they won't want to do this over the phone. Like we wouldn't deal with people unless they were in front of us. If we had a business development center where like you could call in and you could kind of haggle a little, and they would give you the quote unquote internet price, which was the best price that we can quote you over the phone. You have to come in and speak to a salesperson to negotiate price. So some people just won't do that. If we could get so
I still
so
think
what you're gonna have to do is go to the dealership with a laptop.
Could you do a show while you're buying the car?
I could totally do that, like a laptop with a webcam, and we'll have our shit, and they'll have their thing, and when they talk, we'll be typity type, and we'll do like a show.
I'm pretty sure they'll let you videotape them to sell a car.
I don't know if this is gonna.
They don't
go
even
down
need to
or
know
not.
about the videotape.
This has a lot of moving parts.
there's
We
just
have a hard
North
time going through with things sometimes.
North Carolina, you're right. I mean, it's a 140
I was
state.
supposed to do this whole Q&A video with Jeremy, and man, I just keep forgetting. It's just hard to get shit done sometimes.
By the way,
this is
I mean,
painkiller already. Our accomplishments line up with our statistics. Don't expect
And I
the
just
shit
want
we
to say,
talk about
I
to
did
happen.
the last accomplishment. It's time for someone else to pick up big with one.
Wait a minute. I do my accomplishments right on the damn show, right? Like when it's time to dance and wet lube, that shit happens right then.
When it's time to bring Wings of Redemption into your house for a month and film it with him every day, it's Kyle's time.
Okay.
I'm still
I
pissed
found
off
it.
Fat
You
Lincoln.
can't
I
just
want
sit
Fat
up and
Lincoln to
beat
still
that.
happen.
You're
I
right.
made a life change for the show.
Ah, you're my favorite wife. Thank you.
Did anybody actually see my new sit-up video?
Yes, I did. Me and Woody literally discussed it last night. So the show got delayed last night. That's why we're live right now. So
For you.
yeah, for you guys. And Woody and I were talking about should we go on and try to do it now? And, we'll be up till like 2 or 3 in the morning, and we're like, no, let's do it tomorrow. And that's what was going on last night.
I didn't look carefully enough. Is it possible to like make out the Wings of Redemption enormous testicles during the sit-up video?
I doubt it.
I didn't see them. Though I will say this. This is what should we say what so looking we were talking about how much weight you'd lost, and I was like, I don't see it so much in his body, but in his face and his arms I see it a lot. And I was trying to think of how to describe it, and I said Wing's face is turning from a chocolate M&M to a peanut M&M, and he's looking good.
It's going to be a long. It's going to be a long time to actually tell to my body, since I was so big of a guy. But it's I don't know. People expect me to be like wasting away at this point. It took me 27 years to put on. It's not going to come off in 3 months.
Right.
No, that's exactly what Woody and I said last night. Woody was like, even if he only loses 3 or 4 or 5 pounds a week, if he keeps it up, all of a sudden 6 months goes by. That's a lot of weight.
It is. And my goal is 350 by my birthday, which I'm well on the way to hit.
Yeah, man, that's what I want to see most of all is like a 300-pound Wings of Redemption, because I've never seen that before, and I don't even know what it should look like. I think it's going to look nice.
You're going to see it. This is going to be my year. I mean, I was sitting there. I sit around times wishing I was at the gym working out. I'm addicted at this point.
That's great.
And like I go tomorrow, and then I go Monday, so I go 2 days in a row. So which sucks because I can't do my arms 2 days in a row because I'm going for 200 pounds bench pressing, and I'm on like 90 right now. So because my muscles had degraded so badly that the first day I did like bench presses, they went into shock. Just like when I was at your house and I did those overhead presses, I really couldn't do much. I'm doing YouTube for as long as I did. Without using my muscles, they were pretty much not there. I didn't have chest muscles.
Yeah, I can't think when you'd be using them too much with with what you're doing in a day-to-day life, and you get inactive like that, and it's just a chain reaction. It goes downhill fast.
Wings, I've been watching your video for the last minute or so, and I'm freezing it. I'm still gonna need those sexed pictures. I really don't.
I thought you were going to talk about the visual noise on the camera. I'm like, I tried my best to get that off. I worked with the ISO, the shutter speed, the aperture. I mean, like it was just night out. It was just not enough light.
It's not about that. We don't care about the ISO on those balls.
Have you considered like bicycle shorts? Maybe that would do the trick.
You could see my nuts anyway. I could be stark naked, and my stomach would still probably cover them.
Maybe some assless chaps.
I accept your challenge. Stark naked. That I would like you to do your next
Yes.
sit-up video.
But painted.
Just paint some biker shorts on.
No, just yeah.
That works too.
Yeah,
that works too.
That's it.
Yeah, it's not even about the thick sick. It's just about the enormous balls with perhaps a banana to scale.
Oh my god.
I got another thing. Like it's harder to do 20 some sit-ups in a row than do like 12 in reps. Just put that out there.
All right.
Because I usually do 48
How does
with a
that
medicine
affect
ball.
the size of your balls when you do a lot of sit-ups? Do they swell at all?
I don't know. I don't really check.
Well,
Someone
it's a
needs to be
service that I
monitoring that.
offer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was impressed at how well it did. Because I don't know if I included the first video. Like I was in serious pain after like 16 of them. But I did like
that beard was awesome. That makes up for it.
I did have an awesome beard.
It was like an afro, like because I saw Woody was showing it, and now I get to we actually get to see what Woody is showing on the screen now.
You've seen my beard before.
Right, I know, but I had forgotten how exquisite it was because it was so long ago. It was like it just went out.
You look at that motherfucker, and I'm like, God damn, that beard. Like I look at it and be like, is that me? I didn't realize how big it was when I had it.
Well, if I had a nickel. But yeah, you're looking really good, doing good. You know, I like the show live.
I like it. I like it live too. I just glanced at my Reddit. There's a lot of people watching. We're not going to talk to you guys. We can't. It'll ruin the show for everyone else.
You'll
but
ruin
glad
our
everybody's
fucking
out
lives
there.
if we talk to you. Who was
Yeah.
it? Was it Joe Rogan? Someone was talking. I think Lefty Chiz was talking about Joe Rogan, right? So, he does a podcast, and I think he does it a lot, like a couple times a week. And his guest like peeked at the stream while they were doing it, and he's like, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing?" He's like, "Those people will ruin your life. They will take it over." They're like, "Don't look at the stream. We're doing a show. It's you and me. We're right here." So that's how I'm trying to do it. I peek over every so often and look for like tech issues or something. But by and large, yeah, you people, you don't like me. You tried to ruin me. I'm not looking. You can't hurt me if I'm not looking. So we're just gonna do the best show we can.
Yeah.
Like that.
Live streamed.
Live
Except
stream.
you can, if I was to live stream it, you'd see it in glorious, actual true HD with all of my
because
uploads.
you got that Chicago internet. You can keep
I have
that
23
internet.
upload now. It's awesome. I like sending lots
keep
of
the internet. Your crime rate makes up for it.
Hey, I'm not getting shot. It's just
You don't live
certain
near
areas.
Do you live near Inglewood, Lefty?
No.
I have Lefty's speed test on the screen right now.
Yeah, that's what you get if you actually complain. If you complain about what you get, then.
So what did you have previously?
I'm still paying for 50 and 10. The 50 down, 10 up, which is like the mid-tier package that business class that Comcast offers. But I realize, like, when you go to a speed test, you get, and for most people, whatever your speeds are, you go to a speed test, and it's essentially just measuring the pipe. If the internet is a series of tubes, it's measuring the pipe, and that's your theoretical bandwidth, what the system can give you. But what you actually want is your throughput, how much you can actually utilize. And I found I was getting 50 and 10 on a speed test, but I could only send stable about 5,000 kilobits per second to Twitch, to any server. It wasn't a server issue to Twitch. I tried multiple servers, multiple actual bandwidth throughput testers instead of just a strict speed test, and I could only utilize about half of my supposed theoretical upload. Now, I thought about it for a while. A part of me was just like, just deal with it. This is how it is. But then I realized I'm not asking to use 10 megabits per second all the time. And I don't want to use it all the time. That's unreasonable for me to say I want 10 megabits per second now all the time. It's a little bit more reasonable because I'm on a business line and I'm paying a lot more. But it's a little bit still unreasonable to want that all the time. So... okay, but you know what? Being only able to utilize 40 to 50% of what I pay for is also unreasonable. So I called to complain, and it went through a couple of iterations. Obviously, the tech guy that I talked to wanted to refresh my modem. He wanted to do all this or that. He's like, well, we can send a tech out there. I said, it's not a tech issue. It's not a line issue. It's your system isn't actually giving me 10 megabit per second upload. I can't actually utilize that. I want more. I want to be able to use it. And so I got to talk to this guy's supervisor, when you call for a service and you want to complain about it, kids, don't yell at the first guy. Unless the product is setting people on fire or killing them, don't yell at the first guy or the first girl that answers the phone. They can't do anything. They've got a set list of things they're supposed to do, and if that doesn't work, they kick it elsewhere. Yelling at them isn't going to solve anything. It may not even make you feel better. You want to yell at talk to a supervisor, etc. So the supervisor, he was like, well, I'll talk to my engineers. I explained him the problem. And he said, well, I'll talk to my engineers and my tech, and we'll try to figure out why the system isn't actually giving you this or that, and I'll get back to you tomorrow. And I said, no, I don't want to wait. And the guy's name was I forget what the guy's name was, but I said, hey, man, look, if I was coming to you with more money, if this call was me calling you saying, hey, I've got an extra $100 a month, what would you do? And he said, well, we would just turn up the speed. I said, yeah, let's try that. So the guy said, so he's going to credit. They credited me, and they turned me up to the highest speeds that business class offers, and now I'm actually able to utilize about 8 or 9 megabits per second upstream. Which upstream is all I care about. I know download. There's the download portion of it too, but I don't really use the download. Upload is what I make my bread and butter on. So It's really cool. But the really messed up thing is, you saw the speed test, 100 down, 20 up is the package. They give you 23. I'm only stable at about 9 megabits per second. So they just displaced the problem. They didn't actually make it work. If you pay more money, you're still only able to utilize about probably 40 to 50% of the speeds that you pay for.
It feels like speed test is so prominent that they gear their service to pass a speed test. You know, and you think you got it.
A lot of people think that, and that's messed up, because let's not talk about, because I don't like when they try to hide behind, well, it's up to this. You know, everybody does that when they're trying to sell you something. Up to, limited to. We don't actually guarantee. Of course, we're going to sell you 50/10. We're going to sell you 20 upload. We're going to sell you on all these numbers, but they're just up to, limited to. But at some point, you can't hide behind that anymore. At some point, you're being unreasonable. And let's talk about what's reasonable. And I think a lot of people will figure out. A lot of people go to speed tests and they're like, "Oh man, look at what I get on my internet." But what are you actually able to do with your internet? Like,
So
what are you able to upload?
It was the Time Warner CEO, whatever his name is, was saying that people don't need more download. Like it was a reference to the Google thing that they're doing. It's like people think they want 100 megabits download or a gigabit download, but there's no market for it. And I heard that, and I thought, you're crazy, dude. That's ridiculous. I totally want my gigabit download. Truth is, I don't know what I'd get with it. You know, I have 50 down, which is fine-ish. I rarely find I need more download. You know, I could download 4K on Netflix at this point, which is another topic. I could do probably, I think, 2 4K streams on 50. I think it takes about 15 megabits each. That's 30. You know, we could do 3 4K streams on my thing. So it's I rarely fuss about my 50 down, but my 5 up every day. I want better than that all the time. And
y'all motherfuckers spoiled. Spoiled. I got 2, and I probably pay the most out of everybody here.
But Wings,
I've called. Her name is Ree Johnson. That's who the supervisor's name is. You know how I know? You know how I know? Because every time I call, it gets to the point where they're threatening to turn my account off for harassment.
Well, you can't call and swear at the people, Wings.
Yeah, that's intense, Wings. What are you saying?
How does a normal call go when you call up to complain?
A normal call goes something like, "Hey guys, I was looking at Time Warner the other day, and they're offering this. They're just not in my area. Why is it that I have to get screwed over here, paying $250 a month for a subpar product? I can travel 7 miles, and you're giving them 30 by 30 for $40 a month, and I'm paying $250 for 15 by 2. This is not fair. You got to give me a better deal than this." "I'm sorry, sir. This is what your area offers." Blah blah blah, and it just starts escalating from there.
But you see, there's 2 possibilities here. Okay, either they are completely unreasonable, and when you say things like that, and they just get butthurt and they threaten to turn your account off, and they're just crazy people, or you're leaving out the part where you start threatening people or swearing at them or something like that, or calling them dumb.
I have called them dumb, though. I have done that.
Okay.
I have called them dumb and their actions moronic.
New topic?
Sure.
Yes.
I shall start with Kyle.
Oh, no.
If you were to wake up one day and discover that everybody else on Earth had died, what would you do?
Ooh. Okay. Well, I would arm myself because there's still animals out there. And I guess it would take me a while to, cope with the fact that everybody else was gone. But then I would go to my plan that I've already made up for the scenario. So I'm going to need a large vehicle that can plow through all the cars on the interstate, because I'm guessing this is that scenario where, like, God reached down and took everybody's souls but mine. I don't know. Maybe I was immune to a disease that kills instantly.
Maybe you're the Antichrist.
Maybe I'm the Antichrist.
Everybody good enough made it to heaven and you're left alone.
That's what I'm
Just
thinking.
you.
It's possible. So, what's left in life, right? And it's information. I want to know things. There are things that I would like to know, like that Area 51 thing. Do I think there's aliens buried there? No. There's like 5% chance that's true. But I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna check shit out. I'm definitely going to go to places like that. I want to go to the White House. I'm going to go check that out, see if there's any bunkers. Maybe I can figure out how to launch a nuclear warhead. I'd like to blow up China or something just for, there's nobody there, just the land. There's all the people are already dead, but got all these missiles. I have a fireworks show, and, just live out my life watching what media there is, and reading, I guess, eventually, and dying. I guess I'd probably kill myself eventually, right?
Yeah,
No,
I think I would too. I think that maybe not right away, right?
No, I take it back. No, I
Go on.
would do things that were dangerous because who cares, right? Like I would teach myself how to drive fly a fighter plane or something. I'd be flying F-18s.
But see, in that case,
I think that's
I
insincere.
want to control how I die, right? Okay, so step one, I'm sad, right? There are people I care about on this earth that are gone, and that really sucks. But I suppose you shake that off and, start living your life the rest of it. I did like your Area 51 thing. It'd be fun to go places. I thought I might sail across the Atlantic, but truth is, the same shit that stops me from doing that now will still exist. I'll still get seasick. And I don't know if I like the way I'll die doing that. If I was a chick, hypothetical woodette, right? I'm repopulating the earth. I'm going to inseminate myself. There's got to be some frozen sperm somewhere. Fucking jack that shit in and make a baby. And then and then we'll go biblical on this thing, right? Like Adam and Eve, they had 2 sons, right? Cain and Abel.
Well, you
What was
gotta
the next
hope you.
move
No,
there?
wait a minute. You don't have to. You could just create a lot of children and let them do their thing, I guess. But from
Expand your
wait a minute
horizons,
though.
you
If
crude.
I guess you could probably go to a fertility clinic and just repopulate the earth if you could teach yourself, how to do it.
But eventually,
My
they're all your kids, right? Every
my
kid on Earth
question-
is yours. This is Adam
Just
and Eve
a
stuff
match.
here.
No,
right?
I think you could just add sperm and someone else's eggs if you're at a fertility clinic, and
Oh wait, so you're gonna add the sperm to
you
an
could-
egg?
you-
What are you, a
you
mad
could grow the
scientist?
baby.
You don't know how. No, look, I'll give me credit.
But if I made it my life's work, I think I could master artificial insemination
Oh my God,
over the
dude.
course of 10. You give me 10 years and all of the information on Earth. You don't think I could learn to do it?
You give me 9 minutes and a turkey baster and some sperm.
Yeah, but what about the process of actually having the baby? Just imagine having to give the baby yourself.
Yeah, that would suck. But look, there's some Earth repopulation to get done. All you need is some frozen sperm.
I like Kyle's idea better.
a little bit of heat and
Yeah,
a turkey
I'm gonna
baster.
put those. Yeah, I'm gonna put those babies in monkeys and shit.
No,
I'm not having any babies.
I'm pretty sure at this point in life we could grow babies in tanks if we wanted to.
Yeah, I'll figure that out too.
I'm making a baby. I'm doing it old school with just me, a little lovin', a turkey baster, and we'll repopulate the Earth.
I don't think you know how this works, Woody, which is shocking because you have 2 children.
Well, this is hypothetical woodette, right? You caught that, right?
Oh, okay, Woodette. Okay.
Yeah.
You see, I think hypothetical Woodette just wants to have a hypothetical Woody that will be her own cervix pounder. I think, Woody, you secretly want to be pounding yourself.
Dude, I'd totally be better at sex as a girl. I've talked about this before. Girl sex is where you want to be. This is... All right. Forgive people who see every episode of PKA, but I want to expand on this. If you're a guy, then having sex is like an exercise in restraint. Right? Your object is to hold out until it's time for you to finish, right? And people who've listened to me a lot have heard me talk about doing math in my head, heard me talking about the thing, like the one exercise I do. In your mind, make a circle. Then in that circle, make an equilateral triangle that touches each edge of that circle. Now rotate the triangle. For me, that's about all the like cognitive horsepower I've got. But, if you're better, I don't know, put the circle in a square. Sometimes I'll rotate 2 like polygons at the same time. If you can do that in your head, it requires all your concentration. You'll last longer. That's the kind of thing that guys do to go as long as they're supposed to go. But if you're a girl, then you just flow with it, right? If you're a girl, your goal is to get into the moment and to take yourself to climax there. So that's awesomeness. I think girl sex is better than guy sex because girl sex just ride, just go.
Okay.
I think your
I
wife's
don't
behind
think
you.
anything is as good as
What's that?
inconsiderate man sex.
I'm scaring you.
I still think you want to be pounding yourself. I think
I-
that's your subconscious way. Hypothetical single woodette wants to repopulate the earth with a turkey baster at first and then her own cervix pounders.
I definitely went biblical on that, right? So Adam and Eve had Cain and Abel, right? Where'd the rest of the babies come from? Did they talk about that? I'm not really a Bible
No,
expert.
they had to be touching upon Eve.
There's only one chick left.
There's a good.
There's 3 guys and 1
Well,
girl
there's the
left. What do you think
story
step
of,
2 is?
Yeah, there had to be some kind of incest there, but you've got the what's the story with Lot? So when
Some
when,
kind
when
of
God
incest.
destroyed
You're a
Sodom and
Redditor.
Gomorrah,
I picture one of the kids has broken arms and, just a little release at first.
oh no, there's a lot of incest in the Bible.
There was a lot of incest in history. I mean, like the royal bloodlines kept pure by incest.
We've
Don't
had some
talk about the
incest in-
Targaryens like that, Wings.
Targaryens? Are we in Star Trek?
No, we're in Game of Thrones, the Targaryens.
Oh, right.
I was saying, realistically,
Game of Thrones names.
like the princess and the prince used to be brother and sister.
I don't get Game of Thrones names at all. Like they're all the same to me. Tyrion, Lord Tyrion, Tyron, something else.
I've got it. I finally got it. So
Really?
I literally went back and I've rewatched the first 2 seasons and I'm in the process of getting to the 3rd. I don't want to watch it alone. I'm watching it with someone. So this thing is, I finally got the name. So there's Tyrion Lannister. His father's Tywin Lannister. Cersei Lannister is his sister. Jaime Lannister is their brother. And I think I've got the Baratheons too. There's Renly Baratheon, who's gay, who's with the Knight of Flowers. His sister's Marjorie. She marries Joffrey Baratheon, first of his name, who's actually Joffrey Lannister, first of his name. King and protector of the realm. I've been watching a lot.
I think you're just stalling
of
at
Game
this
of
point.
Thrones. No, I'm not. I know. I think I've got all the names.
You know what I am? I rewatched House of Cards to prepare for the next season of House of Cards.
Yes, I always do that. That's what I'm doing with Lord of the Rings. I mean, Game of Thrones right now.
When does the new season come out?
April 4th, I want to say.
April fucking Lord.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'll be older in April. I mean, I'll be older tomorrow technically, but I use that line a lot. Way too long. And then they're not going to release it at one time. It's going to be like a they'll do weekly. They don't
2
do
seasons.
Dude, HBO, would you get on Netflix's level? I want Game of Thrones binge watch session. Bam. April will work. I can wait till April, I guess. But I don't want to watch it April through freaking August or whatever it is. Binge watch it, baby. That's what I want. House of Cards coming out in 4K. That's a thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. Dude, Netflix is going... I might buy Netflix stock. I don't know. I so believe in this company. And not just because they pay me. We should talk about that too with the whole machinima drama. But they're declaring Netflix the winner of CES. CES is the Consumer Electronics Show. They do this big thing every year. It's a giant conference, bigger than anything I think I've ever been to. And they declared Netflix the winner of it because... the next thing in video is 4K, right? That's the big thing that's coming. It is about 4 times 1080p. So your pixel density will be better. The screen will be bigger, and the pixel density will be better. It'll be a much better picture. 4K is awesome, and Netflix is the place where people will get 4K. Blu-ray doesn't even do 4K. If you want 4K, you switch over to streaming. Like it was that streaming was the the good enough video standard, right? Like. If you really want your video to be magnificent, then you buy the Blu-ray, right? It just looks perfect or whatever. That's changing. It's getting to be that Blu-ray is trailing streaming because streaming can update so quickly and nicely and just implement new standards and new encoding and cool stuff, whereas physical media, slow.
How does Netflix have that kind of bandwidth if they're going to be rolling out 4K for everybody? Like that's
15
a
megabit
story
per second.
itself.
15 megabit per second is what it's going to take. And the reason that they have that kind of bandwidth is there's 2 new encoding. I think there's H.265, and the other one I'm messing up. But YouTube has preferred like VR8 or VR9, I think. Something. It's like V something 9. And so basically your CPU works a little harder to decode it than it did in the past, but it takes less bandwidth. So they figured out like a better compression algorithm. That's the answer, dude. Netflix is Netflix.com/Woody. Get your free month. I gotta say it, but yeah, Netflix is crushing it. They're making shows like House of Cards, Orange is the New Black that are as good as anything on TV. Better than like Walking Dead or. I still think Breaking Bad is almost in a class of itself. That to me is the top show, and then the second tier includes House of Cards,
Game of Thrones.
And I don't know what else I'd put in second tier, but like the tier below that, Orange is the New Black, The Walking Dead. There's other good shows out there, but like I don't know. When I hear something's a Netflix exclusive that they produced it, my mind goes to, oh, it's probably better than most of the stuff on TV because they don't really make shit except for.
I think FX traditionally seems to me like they make pretty good shows. They're always grittier and a little bit more hardcore than anything on broadcast. What was the one, the police show where the guy was this dirty cop? He had a
Sipowicz.
Chickless. No, that Sipowicz is fucking Law and Order or something. It's Chickless.
NYPD
It was the guy. No, it was the guy with the shaved head in California who was planting drugs on people and torturing people.
I don't think I saw this.
Fuck.
Is that not it?
No. That's not it.
Shield?
The Shield. The
Shield?
Exactly.
That's what it is.
The Shield was really good. Have you never seen any of that?
No. Is it on Netflix now?
I'm not sure.
Fuck you, Netflix. Buy all the shows. Hey, Woody.com, Netflix.com/Woody might be there. Could be.
It's not. It's not. I promise.
No, but I mean someday.
Eventually, perhaps. Netflix features up to one season of The Shield.
Up to, right? From earlier in the show. Right.
There we go. That's good.
Oh, we didn't finish going around repopulating the world. I think we ended at hypothetical Woodette repopulating herself with a turkey baster. Yeah. And then it just kind of shifted from there. Wings, how would you handle it if you were the last man left on Earth?
Well, first off, I'd have to arm myself, just like Kyle, which would be me turning around most likely, because the gun's in the actual frame.
In the shot.
You are holding your gun right now?
Wait, is that a... what am I looking at? Is that a rowing machine? Oh, the gun is standing up. What is laying down, pointing at the gun?
A barbell.
Where?
It's pointing at the gun.
I think that's his stand.
Oh, the mic, the boom stand. Okay, it's
in the
my perception is. I see. Thank you, Lefty.
Yeah, that's the microphone stand. My big thing would be electricity. Electricity is going to end, and I need to be able to reproduce it and do it on enough level to where I can live comfortably, have central air, and things like that. Because I don't like last night. It got down to like 12 degrees. Couldn't imagine living in a house or a building with 12 degrees. So I'd want to make sure that the electricity stayed on, and then that would be one of my first goals, because food wouldn't be an issue for a while. You could eat canned food, Chef Boyardee, whatever the hell you want to eat for the longest time. It takes you forever to go through the grocery stores in your local town, and gas wouldn't be a problem for a long time either. I mean, all the kangaroos around here, between that, I'd have years worth of gas, but eventually that would go bad too, I'm sure. Doesn't gas like
stop
settle?
The train. There's fucking kangaroos in South Carolina?
That's the name of the gas.
That's a gas station.
Oh, okay.
For a split second, I was just like Woody there. I was like, kangaroo, and then it's gotta be the gas station.
Gas
I
station.
thought kangaroos were going to be his primary food source until just now.
You know, all the kangaroos are gonna go bad.
Yeah, well, all the kangas around here, you know how it is. I'm like, all right, Wings, we're not talking about your love life. Carry on.
All right.
But I feel like electricity would be my first priority, and figure out how to do that and how to recreate it. And hopefully it's some kind of like usage strain. Like, as much as I'm going to use electricity on the whole big grid, it's going to last for a while, so I don't have to like go out there and get more coal and shit. But after that, I'd probably entertain my days with learning how to trap animals and maybe learn how to cook them and things like that. I think that'd get me through the first 3 years. I mean, and after that, just go to movie theaters, watch movies, and just hook up what I need to hook up.
Oh, I have a question about the scenario. Did the people's souls get pulled out of them and they like drop dead where they are? Is that what we're talking? Because that's going to mean that like most places are full of rotten people now.
Yeah, now you got to burn those.
There's no burning like if your
It's
whole
like billions
community
of people.
dies where they're standing, you know.
Yeah, but I'm talking about where you live at. You don't want all this rotten shit just smelling. You gotta take them out the area and burn them.
You
Yes,
just gotta burn your
Kyle,
fucking house down
you
at that point.
necrophiliac bastard. Their body's still
Well,
around.
I
Do
did
what you
consider a bit
will.
of taxidermy. Is it still taxidermy if you do it to a person?
I'm gonna go with yeah.
Whatever it
I'm
is,
gonna go
yeah.
with yeah.
Fair enough then. So maybe you could get you could get a little taxidermy going, make yourself a little friend. But you gotta be fast on your feet. Let me tell you, you can't be wasting that day. You want to get to the good-looking woman as soon as possible because the clock is ticking.
Well, I'm assuming that dogs are still around, so I'm just gonna have a dog as a friend.
Yeah, that's great. Or maybe
wait,
a cow.
Wait. Kyle went from having sex with dead women, and then Wings went straight to the dogs. Is there something you're not telling us?
No, I'm just saying, like, the dog's still around. I'll just get a dog as a friend instead of making a
I've seen your
taxidermy
dog.
person.
The thing's this big, right? I'm really doubting the thick six.
Chevy is really big.
She could take it then.
How big is Chevy? Is she
Chevy,
the lab?
He's a gold. It's a golden lab. You know, it's just a standard big old golden lab.
Is he? Can you get him?
He's not in the house. No,
Oh, okay.
he's not house trained.
All right.
So we haven't discussed the Wings of Redemption?
Let me go get Chevy. I can bring him in here just let you see him.
We haven't talked about the cow poster on the show yet because we missed last. Or didn't you guys? Did you guys last week?
I happen to have an image of the cow photo on my desktop. I can click on it right now.
Yeah. Let's take a look at that because that is fine work. I apologize. I don't know who did that. I'll find out and I'll credit you later. But that is an awesome job. I really like it.
See if
I'm
I
gonna
can
hop on over to the stream and see.
I want to make it as large as I can. Forgive me as I cut stuff off and move it around.
Don't we all? Sorry, I had to throw that one in there. That one was just waiting to be had.
All right, I think that's almost perfect.
Chiz, do you know who did the poster? We're not supposed to talk to the stream.
No, we're not. What are you doing,
Did you
Kyle?
talk to the stream?
I'm so sorry. I just needed that information.
Oh my god! I don't want to look at the stream. They're all fucking giving me a hard time because it says we're playing Minecraft. Fuck you! It doesn't. If I change it, it takes effect like tomorrow, and you'll still say it. Just back the fuck off. You find a little thing and fuss about it. There's Wings of Redemption implying cow sex on the screen, and you're talking about my title? Love is a force of nature. It's an amazing poster. It's awesome.
If you guys want the title to match what we're doing, we'll just start a Minecraft stream. How about that?
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, Woody'll start playing Minecraft. It's not like he does it during the show anyways, so might as well just put it up on the stream.
Right, my painkiller, I hardly pay attention while I do this. Can you believe, Woody? So hypocritical.
That poster is awesome.
It is. Wings of
Yeah,
Redemption
that is a
and-
product of Kitty and Squall Gamer.
Wings of Redemption
the
and
guy's
Kyle
name.
Production presents the Geordie Jordan production I'm Down Cal featuring Geordie Jordan with Charlene the Cal. Special guest appearance Gonzo Man aka Jeremy. Filmed by Kyle, post production by Geordie and Kyle. No animals were harmed per supervision of Paintball Kitty. No animals were harmed. Does that mean she
They weren't
liked it?
harmed, but but they were made to feel quite nice.
Yeah, they were comforted. That was an interesting day when we were out there I was snapping those pictures with Jordy's camera, and I poured out a lot of feed like all around him, and the cows were kind of encircled him, and I could tell he was pretty nervous about this because he didn't grow up on a farm or anything, and cows are big. They're like 1,200, 1,400 pounds. They could totally kill him, but they're docile cows. That's why we eat them. So he was pretty scared, but eventually he got up the nerve and he was like grabbing the cow's horn and stuff and wrestling with it. It was a good day.
Was that just like a random thing? Like, I want to go see some cows?
No, because in our Indiegogo campaign to raise the money for this whole thing, we promised that there would be a I'm Down Cow poster. And the idea was that he was going to have to be out there with those cows, and we waited until the last minute to do it because the cows, we had to let the cows warm up to us because they'd never seen him before. So it took about 3 days to get him to the point where he could touch them and stuff.
Nice. That's quicker than I've ever gotten.
So those are getting printed up and sent out to
Yes, the
donors
lucky
and
few.
Indiegos?
Now, how does that work? Is it for Indiegogo donators? Was there like a chance of poster or a donator level that made it?
There was a donator level. I don't recall the level. It was probably around 50 or 70.
There we go.
Something like that.
Oh, here, let me put wings in the main can. All right.
Oh, he
Chevy.
went to get that fucking dog, didn't he?
Yeah.
Great. That's great.
Chevy, come here.
Chevy.
Oh, that's a good dog right there.
Could you milk a dog?
Yeah, if it has teats.
It has teeth. You can milk
You
it,
can
right?
milk anything, right?
Could you milk it? Could you milk a cat? I have nipples, Woody. Could you milk me?
Well, there was that one time.
This is Chevy.
Like that.
You started it.
Chevy doesn't have Cooper tires on it. Oh.
Chevy doesn't have Cooper tires. I like that. That's a happy dog. Look at that tail going.
Yeah, he's happy on being inside. Leave him inside.
Yeah, he's an inside dog. Look at him.
He is unhousebroken, and like I imagine he's ready to take a big old shit right now.
How classy. Go ahead, Chevy. You. That's
Like
good.
he's losing his mind. He's like, all these smells.
If Chevy
got
takes a dump in
personality.
your room, that's painkiller already gold coming out of the back of that dog. It'll be just as useful as our statistics. It'll be just a big old, yeah, wonderful.
You got a dog like this, don't you? Let's see yours.
I can do that. Hold on.
Yeah, get Jack on your lap. Let's see that.
I've got 3 dogs. Do you want the one like that or one of the big ones?
I want to see this one. I've seen the other ones.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you this.
I'm always afraid for Woody when he's around his own dogs, which doesn't make sense. That's how afraid of Woody's dogs I am. Or Jack. in
Trying to get
particular.
this dog in here, I had to pull it hard enough to break the damn cable.
What? He just didn't want to go inside?
He was
It
scared.
hasn't been unleashed too often, probably.
No, I walk it every day,
Oh, okay. I
Ah.
thought maybe he was just chilling outside.
but he knows he's not allowed inside.
I like bringing outside animals inside and seeing how they experience like the new world. It's
Uh-huh.
always fun to watch. Then you get the laser pointer out.
All right. Let me put myself on the big screen.
That is the leash.
This is Buddy. Buddy
Oh.
always, like, his posture is that he gets beat. He never gets beat. This is the nicest dog in the world. He is this... let me fix the camera a little bit. Sweetest dog. Just, like, soaks up love and attention. Always looks like he's, I don't know, just been hit.
Yeah, he looks really sad and dopey all the time.
All
but
the time.
But he just absorbs love. Like he,
He's a love sponge.
He's a very, very happy dog. But,
Oh.
yeah.
if I had to give the dogs personalities,
Mhm.
Buddy's like, "Hey there, Woody. I love you so much. Be careful, Jack's in here." Jack's over there like, "I am the keeper and taker of souls."
Hello, Jack.
But only Buddy can hear that and understand it.
So, yeah. Oh,
Oh.
don't hit the microphone, buddy. Oh, am I paying attention to someone else? So these are 2 of my dogs. I actually have a 3rd one, too. So watch, if I give love to Jack, I think Buddy will come and try and get, hello, Jack. Are you a good boy?
Oh.
Yes, I know. But you kill other people. I think it's a done deal now. Should I tell the Jack attacks people story?
Well, now that you phrased it like that, I think you need to tell the story because it's not that bad.
All right, I will do my best. So, this is Jack. I don't know if you guys have a good vibe for how big he is. Jack, come here. Hold on.
Oh, Wings, by the way, somehow
Jack.
you got muted in the Hangout. I don't know if that's if that...
Yeah,
Sorry, my
he-
room is messy. But
I think
Jack,
it's
come
his
here.
dog. I think his dog is freaking out.
Oh,
Maybe
he's sitting here. This is Jack.
Wings dog.
He's really big. Come on. Up. Stand. He's sitting down.
he
can't-
doesn't want to stand.
If he were to stand, I think he's taller than I am. Like he could easily. Jack, come here. I want to try and demonstrate your size. he doesn't go up. I think if I do this again, he'll sit again. There. There we go. Who's a good boy?
Wow.
Fuck you.
All right, Jack, you can go. No, I'm done with you. Thank you.
He's like, no, I don't want to go. Fuck you.
All right.
I like it in here.
Got so much stuff on my floor. But anyway, so this is what happened. Jack was outside. I don't know the specifics of how Jack got outside the house. All the doors were locked. All the gates were closed. I was taking Hope to fencing, like she practices and everything, and somehow we were like 15 minutes away by car, and Jack was outside. My theory is that we were like loading up her bags and stuff like that, that Jack, slipped out the door. Maybe it was one of those scenarios where like she leaves the door open and I walk through it like 20 seconds later and we don't notice that a dog like had darted out in between. But Jack was outside, we locked up the house, and we drove away. And so Jack is in our neighborhood. Our neighborhood is, it's a subdivision, a typical American subdivision. We live on the end of a cul-de-sac, and there's all the... Wings, you're bumping your mic a lot.
If I had to draw a comparison between the scenario Woody is describing and a movie, it would be when the velociraptors escaped in Jurassic Park, and they're just running free.
So they're velociraptors to everybody else, but they sleep in the bed with Colin. Like to the family, he's a family dog. But like Kyle came over and we just had to muzzle him like Hannibal Lecter all weekend long because he's a fucking killer. So anyway, so Jack teleported through the walls and he's outside just sort of dancing around, whatever. And there's like kids playing or whatever. And he's not causing any trouble at the moment, but a woman arrives home in her car. She lives like 4 doors down from me, but I don't really know her. Like I don't hang out with her or talk to her really. I just know of her. And there are 2 stories. So the original story, the one that she told Animal Control and the police department and I don't know who else, but like on the day that it happened was she saw the dog running around. And, she thought that she should, like, get the, I don't know, like, just handle the dog in some way. And what she did is she leaned down to the dog and was kind of like, who's a good boy? Or, like, come here, that kind of thing. And Jack saw that. And, if it's a super friendly dog, then, that works out fine. But if it's a dog like Jack, he sees this, like, what up, bro? And Jack's like... I'm not having that. So he bit her on the arm. And
imagine, okay, now if I had to draw another parallel, remember the scene when Newman got back into his SUV and he thought he was all safe and he put his glasses on and that horrible dinosaur screamed at him and then killed him? That's the scene we're going to now. This is what happened next. You know the scene. He wipes the poison out of his eyes, and he's all wet, and he looks at it, and the thing's like, "Arr!" And it has that big shroud it pops out around its head. That's where we are right now.
So Jack's a Great Dane. He runs at about 35, 40 miles an hour. He goes at the woman, and he grabs a hold of her forearm, and I guess he starts ripping it. Like, I didn't see it in person, but he's chomping down, and he like, I saw... she took it with like their cell phone or something, either at the hospital or on the way there, pictures of the wound. And when I heard she was bit, I pictured like it was mostly fright and maybe like a puncture wound or something. No, man, like on this forearm, the cut went from like here to here, but it was all like like jagged on her. And I saw it, and it was deep, and it was jagged, and it was a mess. And I was like, we'll take care of this.
Fucking velociraptor, bro.
So that, I think, is what really happened. She kind of came to the dog, said, like, come here, or tried to corral him in some way, and that's a thing. Now, the deal is, in North Carolina, if you do that, it's your fault. For whatever, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but the laws are such that, like, if you sort of go up to the dog... Kill
Shoot
that
dog.
Shoot the dog! If in North Carolina, if you go to the dog and like kind of try to handle it or do a thing, then you're at fault. So she got an attorney to try to like maximize, I guess, whatever she could get for her damages. And then her story changed. The story became that she was coming home and like all of a sudden there's like no one else in the story. There's no kids that she's trying to keep the dog away from or anything like that. And she walked from her car to her mailbox to check her mail. And then while she was checking her mail, the dog came like galloping out of nowhere and bit her in the arm. If that were the correct story, then I would be at fault. And, that's that. Now, I have insurance. I have insurance that covers this kind of situation. And I was talking to the insurance company, and I was like, what do I have going on here? Like, do I need to be setting aside some significant amount of money in case this goes wrong? And the insurance company was like, no. You don't have a problem. You have insurance. He's like, we have a problem. We're just trying to figure out, what her damages are, how much we should be paying, what the liability is, etc. The insurance company is like, I don't think we owe anything. Like, based on the original story and the original police reports and stuff like that, you can't change your story to, I just checked the mail and the dog came out of nowhere, when you had another story which would place you at fault. And that's it. That was like 9 months ago, I think, maybe a year ago. And, that's the story of Jack the human killer.
My question is, how many punks live in your area?
I'm sorry, how many what live in the area?
How many punks live in your little subdivision?
Punks?
Dude, if a dog around here bit somebody like that, a dog would never make it back to the house.
I suppose they're all... What the fuck? I'm the baddest motherfucker on my neighborhood. You want to mess with me?
Yeah, I know. I don't think this lady was packing heat trying to bring in the groceries from.
This lady didn't have like a husband or anything.
She has a boyfriend, and ain't no one killing my dogs, bitch. Bring that shit. Bring that shit. Hey, you want to see my new guns?
Yes, but Woody, if a dog bit me like that, I might have to shoot him.
I just find it really interesting.
Dogless, you son of a bitch.
I just find it really interesting, and nobody's really focusing on it, that North Carolina apparently has a stand your ground law for dogs. So Jack is like George Zimmerman in this sense.
So people don't know this. Dogs have fewer rights than people. If a dog is on your property, you can shoot that motherfucker. It doesn't matter. You totally get away with it legally. There's laws that go back about, livestock and other animals being on other people's properties. You can shoot them.
This happened, by the way, in the street.
So it's public property.
That's my right of way right there in that street.
The street I live on, I think of it like a thermometer, right? It's a cul-de-sac, so at the end there's a little place where you can turn around. And there really isn't much traffic on this road except for the people that live here. And it's only 50 yards long. So everyone tends to sort of drive super slow.
Let me ask you a question. Is that woman really bitter towards you now since she's got a arm gash and no money?
I don't think so. I think...
Really?
My I don't know. We didn't
I'd
really
be
talk
pissed.
before or after. I think she probably doesn't like my dog. But mostly she...
Dude, she hates your fucking dog.
I'll guess that, yeah. But she likes dogs, which is how she got into this situation. She's a
Not
dog
yours.
person. No, my dog might be in a special spot. But she likes dogs, which is why she was, the person who, took care of the dog, and that didn't work out. But what was I going to say? I don't think she's angry at me. I think she was just like, look, I got bit. I can either get my medical costs paid for, or I can, go for broke and try and get like pain and suffering and lost wages and whatever else happened to her. So that's the scenario. I really don't do much at all in it. It's between her and my insurance company.
You gonna grab those guns?
You want to see them?
Yeah. I would love to
All
see
right,
him.
gentlemen that's watching PKA right now, this is why you get your woman pepper spray. This corrals this problem 100%.
I don't know what you're talking.
I think
What,
you
the
should
dog?
have pepper sprayed the dog, which is
Pepper
not a
sprayed the
terrible
dog.
idea, really.
Yeah,
I bet it would stop the dog. Yeah. And if
Kyle
she
is
had-
definitely afraid of Jack. We're
Dude, I'm normally all right. So, what?
I'll wait for
Woody,
the
go
guns.
grab those guns.
Okay.
We need the guns. He got some cool guns. I like his 1911. He got a lot. No, most dogs is when I look at them. If it's like a lab or something, I feel like in hand-to-hand combat, I could defeat a Labrador. I don't feel like I could come anywhere close to defeating like a German Shepherd because I've been in a bite suit with one before. That would fuck me up too. But nothing would dominate me in the same way that a dog like Jack would. Like it would be like I would be on defense the entire time. Whereas I think if I got in a fight with like a German Shepherd, it would be kind of a give and take. That dog dominates you and fucks you if he wants to. That's
Literally, right?
Yeah, but let's see, Kyle, in these situations, you're putting yourself as not being a human. You're going hand-to-hand combat. Humans, we don't have talons.
I'm
we
talking
don't have
about
claws. We don't have teeth. Humans, we have ingenuity. You have one of these, you can beat Jack.
Wait, is that please let that be a fucking mag light? Oh.
No, it's a.
No,
it's a
yeah,
what kind of knife
yeah.
is that, Wings?
That's a SOG survival knife.
Hold on.
Man, everybody's getting weapons. I want weapons.
I don't have your mailing address.
Same
just
knife,
send me
baby.
guns.
I love this. This is the best knife I've ever owned in my life.
I'm just saying, like, humans, we don't have big brains. We have ingenuity. So this is our talons right here. Like, I think Kyle could take Jack with one of these in his hand.
I think so. I think
think
that's a better weapon than his teeth.
I think so, but I would rather have a club. I think if you're fighting a dog, you'd want a club.
I love this knife. Just the hold of it. We don't have a SOG deal. Although SOG, if you're out there, pay me because I'll do this for you.
Those guys are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool. That's probably the best gift I've ever gotten for Christmas.
I might be there with you. I really like this.
Oh, come on! It's not. You're embarrassing me now. It's like a $90 knife or something. I think it might be that expensive.
But
it's
like,
definitely no more expensive.
It's not
than
the
that.
most expensive
Yeah,
gift I've
but
ever received in my life. But like, I would have never bought this for myself, and I totally want it.
But here's the thing, though, Kyle. Most of my Christmas gifts consist of socks and shorts. This easily blows that out the water.
I've got some good shit for Christmas. I got a $1,000 camera once. I don't even know what I got this year. I don't even care. It's not about the gifts for me anymore. But you know what I like about Christmas is time spent with family, love, that kind of stuff. It's when I was 12 and just wanted shit all the time. That was crazy talk. Now that I'm like 7,000, yeah, Christmas is totally about the whole community and the happiness. Remember, it's better to give than receive. I didn't think that way until the last couple years. Now I don't need shit. Yeah, but if I want something, I'll just get it myself. I'm cool that way. But anyway, yeah. So, but this was I still like this gift. I still see it and think, yeah, I remember that. But do you want to see my new guns?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
First thing I want to do is demonstrate that these guns are unloaded. Here's the totally unloaded. I'm so confident they're unloaded because they've actually never had a bullet in them ever.
Ooh.
Ever. So
they're essentially my guns, big ass paperweights.
and I'll try and demonstrate that for you. But yeah, and the magazine is empty. So if there are gun people that watch you handle guns, they need to be told how empty it is, or they'll bite your head off. Back me up on that, Kyle.
Yep, absolutely. They'll freak out.
They will go ballistic. But there it is. First thing I did on stream is demonstrate how completely empty these guns were.
I don't know if you know this, but I got big ass nuts, and they're definitely not unloaded.
Oh god.
Yet they're not unloaded yet.
Yes, send pictures.
So Woody, I think you did a really good job with the 1911. That you got a good one.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the webcam is mirrored, I think, so they won't be able to read it. But it's a Smith & Wesson, and it is from the Performance Center, the 1911.
What'd you pay for, like $2,100 for that?
No.
I think it was less than that. I think the two guns combined were around that. I think the two guns were combined for like $2,200 maybe. So it's not the world's most expensive 1911. There are some that are much more, but it's Smith & Wesson. It's from their Performance Center. I have a Smith & Wesson M&P, which I could show you. That actually is loaded, so I would need to take care of that. But the M&P, I'm so happy with it. I bet I have. It's hard to even count at this point. I might have 5,000 rounds in a row through it without a jam. Like if someone bad were to knock on the door, that'd be the gun that I trust. Like I know that freaking gun. I've shot it.
You wouldn't get your 1911 now?
I've never even fired it. Who knows what the hell it'll do?
Woody would get all excited
I
like.
think this calls for a desk pop.
That is a terrible idea. But,
Yeah.
No, you just fire off your gun.
I'll tell you what you could do, and it'd be hilarious for streams. If you got a suppressor, you could get one of those bullet traps in there, and like back where your TV is, and you could fire the thing off in your man cave.
That's actually a pretty neat idea. How would you attach a suppressor to this? I don't think it's threaded on the end.
You just get a new barrel for it, a threaded barrel. It'd be like it's like $200-$300 more.
Okay. Yeah, suppressors are tricky to buy. In my understanding of this, and I'm not a. I'm sorry, what?
Are suppressors legal in North Carolina?
I was just going to talk about that. Suppressors, I think, in the UK are fairly easy to come by. And I'm told that, like, if you're using a shotgun or something, it's considered just good manners, right? I don't know. I don't live in the UK, whatever. But they rock suppressors all the time, and it's not a big deal. In America, suppressors are tools of assassins and, creepy people who want to fire without being noticed. And to get them, you typically need a special license, or you need a trust with a license. Kyle, maybe you can help me on this?
Yeah, there's two different ways you could do it. Well, there's several different ways, but the two most common ways would, one, you could transfer the item to yourself, and you have to fill out some paperwork. It's not like a tax document, but you got to fill out a couple pages of paperwork, and you send the paperwork in. It takes like 3 months to come back, and you have to pay a $200 tax stamp for items like that: short-barreled shotgun, short-barreled rifles, suppressors, all that stuff's kind of mixed in together. Or you can, and then it's just yours. Like Woody has to be handling the suppressor. He can't loan it to me. None of that. Or you can get a trust, a firearms trust put together, and you could name, say, yourself, your entire family, your extended family, your friends, a bunch of people in this trust, and the firearm and the suppressor would be put in that trust so that we all have ownership over it, and we can all handle it and move it between the group. And that way, if you pass away, there's not a big issue of, hey, what do we do with Dad's NFA items? So it's either way you go about it. It's a little bit expensive because the suppressor is going to cost you $500 or $600 itself if it's a decent one, and then the $200 tax on top of that.
And then the barrel.
And in your case, the barrel. Some guns come with threaded barrels. That one just happens to not.
Cool. So, but this is my new 1911. It's brand new to me. It's the Performance Center Smith & Wesson 4-inch barrel.
Pull the trigger.
I can pull the trigger. I'm sure it's unloaded. There you go.
Does it have a good trigger pull?
Yeah, better than what I'm used to because it's single action. Like most of what I I don't own a ton of guns. I have maybe 10-ish. And, oops, sorry about that. I have maybe 10-ish of them. And most of the guns I fire are double action, right? So, it did, like the M&P that I fired so many times. But this one is single action, so that the last part of the trigger pull is really something else. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
This
the revolver is a double action, though, right?
Yeah, well, of course you can pull back the hammer. Again, revolver, empty. You guys can see that. God, this thing is annoying me. And so this is a Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum. And I don't know. You know what? Kyle took this thing on the stream like months ago. I think he has an almost identical Smith & Wesson Magnum. And I heard him spin the damn chamber. And you could hear it on the mic, and like his spins longer than mine, I think. And it was like, that was the moment I was like, I got to get one of those. It's a thing. So I've been thinking about both of these actually for over a year. And it just so happened there was a gun show last weekend. And at gun shows in my area, it's cheap, right? It's like like a sale, I guess you'd call it. And I went there with not even that much time and on a mission to get these two guns. And yeah, you can see.
Jeez, that's
a nice
killing
big
machine.
revolver. That's great.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Everybody should have a nice big revolver, like Dirty Harry style.
Makes my revolver look like shit. I got a 38.
You got this fires that so here. Wait, I got a story about that too. But anyway, for people who don't know, a double action is when the hammer pulls back and it rotates and does all that stuff at one time. A single action is when it's already back, and you saw when I did that, it rotated the chamber and it just fires. So
yeah, some revolvers you wouldn't have the first option. You would have to cock it every time.
So the trigger pull is actually much longer and much harder when you do that. And to some people, most people I'd say, that impacts their aim when you have to do it all in one spot. Whereas if you go like this, then it's easier to hold it steady and just do that last step. So yeah, anyway, these are my new guns. I'm kind of excited about it. I have, get this. They actually didn't have 357 Magnum rounds at the gun show. Apparently they're just in short order. They're very difficult to get right now. So I was like, do I have any of these things, right? Because this is my first 357 Magnum, and it was like, what am I going to do? Get this. These are the only 357 Magnum shells in my house. This is an apocalypse preparedness test. It's the wooden stake is for vampires. Those are
silver-plated bullets.
These are silver bullets for werewolves. And then, of course, they're just bullets, which are effective on zombies. You are going to watch the first bullet. These are real bullets. I have actual, real-life silver bullets. You can see the ends are getting, tarnished because they're fucking silver.
I don't know about anybody else, but Woody's webcam is really blurry right now.
Oh, it goes in and out of focus because I'm holding stuff.
It comes and goes in the stream.
What's happening is I'm putting stuff up close and it refocuses.
No, I'm talking about it's really pixelated.
Yeah, it looks
square.
It's a compression thing because
you can barely see you.
It's just because you're streaming.
Oh, I'm looking at the stream. It looks okay on stream. But,
yeah, I was gonna say I think the Google Hangout's looking like that, but I think the stream's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, stream's fine.
So anyway, look, it fits. That is a 357 round. A silver bullet is the only kind of bullets that I have.
Let me ask you a question. Is that a legitimate bullet? Does it have the powder?
Yes,
and the
yes,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah, I promise you, this is a real silver bullet.
What an awesome desk pop that would be. A silver bullet fired from your huge 357 Magnum revolver.
Woody's prepared. He has what it requires to kill Jack.
I do give good gifts.
You do. Yeah, I have a fucking vampire zombie werewolf preparedness kit and a 357 Magnum to go with it. Come at me, bro.
That's cool. So why are 357 Magnum bullets in short supply? What's the story there? That
maybe
seems like
Kyle knows
thing.
better than me. It seems like they rotate or need to. It used to be that 380 ACPs were super hard to find, and then, and I will say this, that rounds that the military doesn't use tend to go in short supply a little more often. Like if you needed a 223 5.56 or a 9mm or
7.62 by 51.
Thank
308.
you. 308. The rounds that the military uses tend to always have some out there, but the rounds that the military doesn't use,
and they're cheaper. So that's why whenever you're picking a caliber for a future weapon, it's not a bad idea to pick something like 9mm, 45 ACP, 5.56, 308, because those are the calibers the military likes to use. So like if you wanted a long-range rifle, 338 Lapua may be a bad idea because it's $5 or $6 a shot, whereas 300 Win Mag, the price is going to continually go down because it gets more contracts. The military uses it.
So we need the military to kill more stuff so that the prices of
absolutely,
bullets go down.
and be sure to vote. Vote. I don't know who you would vote for at this point if you wanted a war to keep going because it doesn't really seem to matter who's in charge, does it? I was going to say vote Republican so you can get in a war, but man, Obama's been handling this thing for 5 years and we're still rocking along there. We don't want to get into political talk, do we?
I know we don't want to do political park, but I just got to say this: George Bush, 2 wars at one time. Obama. Come on now, right? He had who did he bomb at the same time we were
Syria?
Did he bomb Syria?
Nah, he didn't bomb Syria, did he?
No, I think they were sending aid. They were aiding the rebels and the Syrian rebels. I think
there was some Air Force bombing stuff going on. There was a point where we had 3 cooking. And if you're out there thinking we're too busy for a 4th, we got time, bitches. We're the United States of America.
We haven't even pulled the National Guard out yet. We don't need those motherfuckers. They're just there for placebo. We'll use them.
Yeah. But I'm gonna put my guns away. It's a good idea to do that sort of thing. Be right back.
Is it bad that the National Guard is the weakest military force that we have?
I don't know.
What do you mean? Is that bad?
I think that
They're the one
they don't need to be
that
any
protect
bigger
the
than
country.
they are.
They're
Yeah,
the ones that
but
protect the country.
but you have to look at how they protect the country. You know, like, those guys they don't need all that crazy weaponry because who's going to attack the mainland? That's not going to happen. Nobody does that anymore. You would see them from hundreds of miles away and use the Air Force. I'm not really sure what the National Guard is for at this point. They seem kind of irrelevant.
Well, they help during natural disasters.
Yeah, but you don't need rifles for that.
Well, like Waco, Texas, shit like that. That's what the National Guard's used for.
Yeah, but they screwed that up.
Yeah, man, they burnt those poor people alive.
Yeah, they were just trying to.
They were ready to kill. They were bloodthirsty. All that year, all those.
That was ridiculous. Like, we're just sitting here trying to be religious whack jobs. Leave us alone.
Here's my question with Waco, Texas. Why couldn't they caught that motherfucker while he was out shopping or jogging or something like that and arrested him?
You know, that's a good point. It seems like they wanted to make a big show of it, and they did it that way. Whereas if they had sent one guy in to just arrest David Koresh when he was shopping, or maybe he hadn't been outside the compound months. I don't know. I don't remember the facts, but it seems like an approach using a scalpel would have been much better.
I remember seeing the FBI taking
approach.
pictures of this guy jogging. Why did you get him then?
Yeah, I don't know. That was a shame.
Wait, there were pictures of him like he would actually go out for jogs, like
Yeah, he would go out for jogs, yeah, and then they decided to fill this warrant out, and then he got all. Like they easily could have got him before all this shit happened.
You see,
I don't know about
that's even a better example of police, using more force than is necessary.
Yeah, let's not get into that. I put it on my Facebook what a good shoot looks like.
Did you guys see that video on Reddit? It may have been in Australia where they disarmed the guy with the rubber bullets.
That was in Germany.
Oh, was it?
Was he like a foot away with a shotgun?
No. He was in the middle of a mall that was loaded with people with a revolver, and the SWAT team came in with rubber bullets and rubber bullet the shit out of him to the point where he just curled up and
hit
threw
him
the
twice.
gun away.
Yeah, they hit him with the like not those bullshit ping pong ball things. They hit him with like the slugs that are.
How fast does a rubber bullet fly?
Enough to kill you.
Same speed, like 700 feet per second?
I got to double check that. I've shot some rubber bullets that were going 700 feet per second through my chronometer.
I know you're not supposed to hit people in the head with them.
Yeah, they'll kill you if you shoot them in the head. If somebody gets shot in the head, for sure.
They do enough to do some damage. You could probably destroy a glass bottle with them.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah.
I should get some.
What for?
See
You
what they do.
you should get a beanbag. The beanbag rounds for the shotgun are fun.
I don't want to do gun talk all show, but you know what I found interesting? So I was shooting with, I think it was Kyle's associate. I don't remember who I was shooting with exactly, but he had tracer rounds. And when a round glows like that and you can see it in midair,
That's fun.
it sounds stupid, but I always kind of felt like after you shoot a thing that the bullet like stops there. Like, like if you were to hit a tree or something, then it's just done right there. Or after the ricochet, it's lost so much speed that it's not as big of a deal. Dude, those bullets go in directions you might not expect. I know, I shot a bunch of incendiary bullets out of an M60 at a car. That shit goes everywhere. Like, they were just like, you're not shooting a car. You're just deflecting off that car.
If you've ever seen someone melt steel with like a torch and then it hits the concrete and it sort of splatters everywhere, that's what bullets do. They just kind of go left, right, up, down.
Remember that time I was blowing my TV up and I had tracer rounds in the old rifle and it hit the TV and ricocheted into some Spanish moss?
Yes.
And it caught the Spanish moss on fire.
That was my fault. I gave you that ammo. That was a bad decision.
That's when I shot Dragon's Breath. For that same day, I shot Dragon's Breath, and that's really neat stuff. That stuff is awesome. But do we need a whole new topic?
Yeah, I can't find the velocity on these things, but it would be really bad.
Okay. All right. What is one thing that's popular that you will absolutely never understand the appeal of?
I was gonna say dubstep, but I watch this one guy stream Widgety Bear, He plays Battlefield 4, and he's an incredibly talented helicopter. Like you think you know how to fly helicopters in Battlefield 4? This guy actually knows. It's crazy. He uses it like he moves the helicopter around like you move your player character. But anyway,
You know where you're wrong? I do not think I know how to fly a helicopter in Battlefield 4.
I try it every once in a while, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I don't.
Right. I can...
My helicopter flight should start with "We might die." 80% chance.
For the first 15 seconds, I think, oh, I finally got good at this, and then things go a little wrong.
And then you're upside down, and you're like, I did not get good at this.
No, I did not. Yeah.
See, I'm good for a while, and then I'll get like unstable, and then so my attempt to correct will make my flight even more unstable. But anyway, this guy plays he plays music in the background while he's streaming, and a lot of it's like dubstep, techno like stuff. And I'm watching him, and I'm like, I actually kind of like this movie, or not movie, this music. I was like, dubstep is awful. What is this? This is just wubs. Okay, but it's actually pretty catchy when you give it a chance. So, yeah, that didn't answer your question at all, but I thought it was interesting.
No, I think you got it. Well, kind of. I guess in the end, it wasn't something you hate.
I'm having a hard time with this. I can't.
Something that's popular that.
Define popular. Can we define popular? Because I could think of a ton of things that people do that I would never want to fucking do, but I don't consider them popular.
We can go there. The one I have in my head. What is that website that we talked about like 4 weeks ago? Was it like eFucked, but it's not spelled Fucked? It's like
it's Fukt.
So EFUKT.
Yeah, I think so.
That site's not for me. That shit, like, I'm an internet veteran. I can watch people die for ages and not care. I've seen some shit, right? I've been surfing the web since the mid '90s. I feel like I'm pretty battle hardened at this point. But that site's next level, dude. I see some stuff on there and I feel bad for the people involved. I don't know what it is about that site.
See, I don't. See, I feel it's the opposite for me. When I see the people die and stuff, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to see this. But the stuff on eFuck, whatever. It's at least shitty people put themselves in shitty situations.
Did you see the high heel pierce the penis and then the blood spurt out the hole?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if that was real or not at first, but I did some research. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's real. Yeah.
And that didn't impact you? I've seen snipers shoot people in the head and thought, like, it impacted me as much as someone getting a checkmate in chess. It was like, good move. Right?
Yeah, I'm the opposite. Deal. I saw some guy in Syria get shot in the face the other day, and I was like fucked up. I had to get up and walk away. But, I saw that heel go through the guy's dick, and I was like, I think that guy really likes that stuff. I think maybe in this moment he's very unhappy, but later on he's gonna be jerking his bloody penis. It was worth it.
Does he like seeing his penis swole?
So here's what it was. You know what a glory hole is?
Yes.
Okay. So it was a glory hole, but instead of it being like in the side of a wall, it was in a floor. And he put his junk through it, and I guess he got off on some sort of penile torture.
Trampling.
So she was like stepping on it. Picture high heels, but like stiletto heels. That's what they're called, where they're really thin heel. And she's pressing on it with like the ball of her foot with the full weight. This was I don't remember the woman that well, but I remember her being like semi-attractive. Let's call her 120 pounds. And she's standing on the guy's penis. And, he was like yelling in pain, but not really yelling safe words or anything. And then she presses on it with her heel. And it's like press. Here, I got to go on the main cam. She's like, press. And then it goes like that. Like it just sort of bursts through to where it's a puncture. And then she pulls it out. And the blood is like, it was not.
It wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad at all.
Young motherfuckers need to be on the sex offender list.
It was maybe like, yeah, maybe I'm just not. I'm just not built for this, dude.
I walked into the gun store one day, and they were like they were watching a video behind the counter, and they were like, look at this, and I peek over, and it's those fucking Mexican cartel chainsawing a guy's head off.
I've seen that.
That's terrible.
Nah.
That's terrible.
Nah.
That was awful.
You know what I
didn't
do
need to
after
see
that?
You know what's terrible?
I
is
eat
how
ice cream.
desensitized we are.
Yeah.
It's because of the video games. That's what did it. The video.
I mean,
games.
that's what's
Desensitized
terrible
'cause of Call of
about
Duty.
this.
Look, I've played a lot of Gears of War. I'm telling you, when you actually see somebody get their head chainsawed off, it's not a pretty sight. That was
Nah,
rough.
dude, I can watch someone get their head chainsawed off while eating. It's no big deal.
Pizza.
I'm cool with that. But you know, what affects me more, like on that eFuck site. And by the way, not dropping F-bombs here. It's FUKT or something like that. We just said it.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, they'll have women doing porn that, like, toward the end of it, instantly and severely regret their decision. And like, when you do porn, you do it forever, right? That's a thing that doesn't go away. And I think it's even worse for women than it is for guys. And at the conclusion of the scene, when they have this, like, when they realize they've made the transition to porn star and they want to go back, I feel for them. And like that bugs me more than the cartels chainsawing some guy's head off. Who was the guy in Iraq that had I think his head was sliced off with a knife, but it wasn't like clean. They had to really work
Berg.
it. Say it again.
Nick Berg.
Okay. Yeah, that video impacted me less than a porn star regretting her decision for some
I
reason.
hated that video. I watched that video one goddamn time.
Yeah.
Like him gargling on his own blood and shit. Like, oh man,
Yeah, and he screamed for mercy beforehand, right? Like
no, he didn't. He was high as shit beforehand. He didn't really get into it until they started cutting into that motherfucker. It's like,
Fuck, man. Yeah, I don't want to talk about this. We need a new topic.
yeah, man, that knife was dull as shit.
Wings, what is your problem?
Stop talking about it.
All right, we don't even need a new topic. We can just finish this one. Lefty, what is? Oh no, we did it. Wings is left. What is out there that's popular, at least semi-popular, that you don't understand the appeal of?
The one I'm thinking about is so obscure though, but people do it. They
Go
stick
on.
live hamsters up their ass.
What the fuck?
Wings, step up your game, man.
I don't think that's
why are you
very
so
popular,
vanilla?
Wings.
Why are you so vanilla? Step it up. You got a little prostate tickler, gerbil.
Yeah, but seriously, people would get
We said a
smoked and
popular
blitzed out.
activity, and you picked the insertion of a hamster into one's anus. How popular is that, in your
Oh,
opinion?
all right, I could go. I
What
could go
kind
more
of people
popular.
do you know, Wings? Like, who are you
No,
hanging
have
out
you
with?
ever-
Sexually
seen
molesting little boys. I don't understand that either.
That's not popular. News media makes it popular. I've never. Well, I've seen that.
I don't understand
I've
shooting
never
up
known anybody do that.
schools. I mean, there's all kinds of things I don't understand that seems to be popular right now.
You need to go to better places on the internet.
Yeah,
It's
find
funny.
more popular things that normal people
So-
would consider popular.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
So, this was an Ask Reddit thread, right? And it was kind of popular. And I'm looking at their answers and I'm comparing them to ours. We came up with e-fucked, dubstep, which I guess is kind of normal, pedophilia, and what was Wings' last one?
Hamster
schools.
anal.
Yeah, anal hamsters, right? So welcome to PKA. On Ask Reddit, they said buying blue jeans that already had holes, spending a lot of money on a wedding, reality television, generic tattoos. They didn't have anything.
Those answers suck. I don't. Okay, yeah, not one of them are like funny or anything like that, or had a story behind them.
A thing
Like,
that's
I-
popular. Hey, they have a good one here that we could perhaps harp on. Smoking. Why is that popular?
I don't understand smoking at all. Like, ugh.
Have you ever smoked before?
I have not.
Then
have you,
it would
have
be
you
hard
ever
to understand.
taken a
Go
drag
get
on a
pack.
cigarette?
Well, here's the thing. When people that smoke, dude, it smells like tar all the time. You might smell like you smell like cologne. You don't. The tar overpowers any cologne you can put on to a non-smoker.
The thing is, to a non-smoker, when you smell a smoky thing,
It's extra smoky.
I don't want to hurt
different.
Kyle's feelings, but you almost get classist on it, right? Like, oh, yeah, this is the smell of poverty. An
Woody looks
upholstery,
down on smokers.
like an upholstery that smells like cigarettes. Yuck. Like I would rather see empty soda cans all over the house than the smell of cigarettes in it.
Here's the thing about cigarette smell. It's worse than the worst body odor I've ever smelled. I've had that body odor where it burns your nose. And smoking smell does the same thing.
I can vouch
It
for
burns
that.
your nose. I can vouch for that too. I'm friends with Kelly. He has that body odor that burns your nose.
Oh, God. Why are you hating on the man? I want to change my answer. Something that's popular that I don't understand. Why the hate for smokers? I want to go the other way. Why is it popular and I don't know, okay, I don't
Well,
want to use that word.
let me field this question, Lefty.
But why is it who cares? So the guy wants to set things on fire and inhale the smoke. Okay. What does that why do we need to treat these people as though they're something less than human?
Only because they are less than human. No, the cigarette smoke impacts us. That's the thing, right? Like you smell it, and now you smell like that. Have you like you guys are young, but back in the day, if you went out to a casino, to a bar, to a restaurant, perhaps, then you would come home smelling like smoke, and it's like, well, shucks, you don't get to I don't know, inflict that on me. That's what I'm looking for. That's not fair, right? If a person had a habit of knocking their head like that, I would be like, well, that's totally between you and your knuckles, right? It's not a problem for me. But when your habit is to, like when I was a little kid, fill up an airplane with smoke, that's bullshit. Oh no, are we knocked off?
Why?
Ah.
Why is this just
This might be the wrap of PKA. I don't know. Is it time to stop it? Well, shucks.
Oh, did you get taken down?
If for me, this is what DDoS feels like. So this could be the wrap of the show. I'm gonna give it a second. See if it comes back. Hanging out. So the symptoms I'm seeing are much like a DDoS. I don't know if these guys can hear me, but all I hear from them is like a little bit of robot-y stuff. And I also have like my Twitch live stream up, and I can see that there's no video on there, and even the stream isn't going by. And it's a thing, I suppose. Too bad. I guess we'll see if I'm gonna give it a second and see if it recovers. And if it recovers, then we'll keep going. I was having fun, and I wonder if I felt like it was an energetic show, and it makes me sad. It makes me sad. I was talking to Kyle yesterday, and he made me proud of me. This is what he said. He's like, Woody, the success that you've had on YouTube and in Minecraft and like everywhere you've gone. It's over, but I'll just keep talking. I'll go solo for a second. The success that you've had on YouTube and on your Minecraft server and all this stuff was impressive to Kyle because nothing came easy for me. I didn't just rise. Things didn't just go great. I didn't do a thing and suddenly get 1 million subscribers. I've hacked and slashed my way through obstacles from beginning to end. Think of all the DDoS attacks that this show has had before. That seems to be par for the course for the way that I do my job lately. My Minecraft server, I pay a lot more for DDoS protection than the other Minecraft servers have to because for unfair reasons, I just collect all this stuff. I don't think anyone points to anything accurate that makes me earn it. It's just that, the list of YouTubers that have attacked me, that I don't even talk to, is so long. And I don't know. When he was talking about it, it made me proud of me, right? If it was from where I started to where I went, in between was just a rainforest of hate and attacks. And, there's me with the machete just knocking down bushes and trees and limbs so that I could get from one side to the other. A lot of people that have done well on YouTube, for example, didn't have to go through that same thing. They don't get this all the time, right? Was there something about this show that warranted this? I don't think so. And, so sometimes, like I don't really reflect on it very often, but Kyle, it was just last night we were on the phone. I did, and I guess we won't do live shows anymore. It's a bummer, but you know, I do YouTube on veteran mode because there are tons of people lined up to try to get me to quit, and I don't. So I guess I hope you liked Painkiller already this week. I get that it was shorter than we had planned it to be, but that's the way that it goes sometimes. And next week we'll do a new one because hackers don't determine when we stop. And hackers don't make you fail. They just give you something to overcome. So I hope you liked it. Bye.